Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Mental Monday. This week, I want to take a break from the profiling series. I know I've said a lot that I have a lot of ideas for it, and I really do. Like, I love that series. But there's a piece of mental health that I have not touched on fully, and it's something that I'm working on myself, and that is burnout. I've kind of touched on the idea of burnout and not wearing yourself out, not taking on more than you can handle, not spreading yourself too thin, not forgetting to take care of yourself while you're doing everything else that you're doing. And it is time that I take my own advice. Now, I have to say, I have gotten a lot better with this than I ever have been in my life, but for transparency and to really show what I'm really working through, which you know I love to do. I love showing what I'm going through, what I'm working through, and I like doing it in real time. I like talking about it while I'm actually going through it and documenting that journey. So I want to talk about burnout. I want to do 2 or 3 videos on what burnout is, how you can avoid it, how you can heal from it, what it looks like, and what I'm doing and what I'm going to do to try to combat that in my life. So first of all, burnout, I don't actually remember off the top of my head the textbook definition of burnout. I will put it on the screen. Basically, burnout is where you have worn yourself out with everything you're doing, so that you've overwhelmed yourself with your tasks, you've overwhelmed yourself with how much you're giving, how much you're putting out, how much you're working, and you have not done enough to take care of yourself and refuel yourself and replenish yourself in the meantime, and you just keep going and keep going and keep going. It's very much burning the midnight oil. It's pushing yourself past your own limits and not taking breaks when you need to, not stepping back when you need to, not noticing when you need to take a minute to take care of yourself or take a minute to just rest and not focus on everything else that's being demanded of you. And I am not good at that. I'm not good at saying no when I need to, although I am getting better. I'm not good at balancing how much I'm taking on and trying to do. I usually take on way too much at one time. I'm not good at taking care of myself, although I've also gotten better with that. As far as sleep, resting when I need to, doing stuff that's nice for me, just doing it for me, and taking that break from everything else that I have to do that. So these are the things that I want to work on to be able to get out of burnout, to be able to replenish myself, and to be able to have those habits of doing that so that I can avoid it in the future. So what burnout has looked like for me is being tired 24/7, no matter how much I sleep. It's also looked like having trouble sleeping. It has looked like forgetting stuff because I'm taking on too much at one time. It has looked like things taking longer to get done because of how tired I'm feeling and how exhausted I am. It's looked like my mood being not awesome, and I want to fix these things. I want to discover what it is for me that I really need to replenish myself, what it is that replenishes me personally, because that's different for everybody. So the biggest first task that I am giving myself, and you can take this on too if you are feeling so inclined, is to figure out what it is that replenishes me. The very first thing you might want to do is look at everything you're doing and see if there's anything that you can cut out. See if there's anything you can step back in, that you can scale down even, or you can scale back the demand of it on you to lower your personal demand. In everything we have going on right now, that's starting to happen. Things are starting to end, things are starting to finish, and it's getting to a point where I'm almost done knocking out like 2 or 3 things that we're working on right now. Then when that's done, you have all of that, and then it's just reminding yourself, no, you don't have to take on something else to replace that. You can just leave that space open for a bit, see if you actually need to add something that you want to do, see if you have room for it after all, because who knows if you really had room for what you were doing beforehand. And really allow things to play out instead of trying to always be doing something. I know I am somebody that constantly feels like I need to be doing something, and I end up overwhelming myself, and I will then feel guilty after I'm overwhelmed and exhausted and worn out when I don't get stuff done that I needed to get done because I was just too burnt out, basically. So this is what I want to work at. After finishing those things, my biggest task is finding out what replenishes me. What can I do that refuels me, that gives me the energy and the motivation and the life to keep going at what I'm doing? What is it that I need for me to take care of me? And I think there are so many different categories to this. That's why I kind of want to make it almost a journey and a series rather than like just one quick 10-minute video on what burnout is and how to fix it. I think it's more detailed than that. I think it's more nuanced than that. And I want to give it the time it deserves. I feel like this is something that really, really applies to psychologists in general, but really everybody. Whether you are super high in a corporate position, you could easily hit burnout. If you're somebody working 2 minimum wage jobs to make ends meet, you could easily hit burnout. If you're a college student trying to finish their degree, you could easily hit burnout. If you're a mom with kids to take care of and a family and house to take care of, you could easily hit burnout. And having these tools is just the way you're able to take care of yourself so that you can give to them. The best description of burnout that I have ever seen is the idea of a water glass. And when you are out of that water, you have nothing else to give to anybody else. You cannot keep going and keep going and keep going and never refill yourself, because you'll be left with nothing to give. You will eventually run out of what you have to give. And I think the phrase that I've pretty consistently found myself using when I feel that way is literally, I'm tapped out. Like, I have nothing else to give. That's all I have. And that's not a good feeling. That's not a good position to put yourself in. So this is what I want to work on. This is what I am currently going through. And I really want to take you guys along with me. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this topic. Are you struggling with it? Are you not? If you have, or you used to, and you found your way out of it, what worked for you? What did you use? What's your best way of avoiding it? What do you do to take care of yourself so that you don't hit burnout? And how did you find your boundaries? How did you figure out where you could go to, what limit you could push yourself to, and when you know you needed to stop and take that time? I would love to hear that in the comments below. If you have any questions about burnout or any specific areas of burnout or avoiding burnout that you would like to see me touch on, leave that in the comments below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it enlightened you some. I hope it helped you to really broach this topic and really think about what that looks like for you. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.